Welcome to my Playhouse, and today I have, well, come up with a stupid idea that I'm gonna tell you about. Well, maybe it's stupid, maybe it's brilliant, we don't know yet. But I have a package here and I bought this myself. It has come in from China and it's a miner. Yeah, let's open this up and you'll see what I mean. Okay, let's see if we can get into this. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of packaging here. Yeah, we're starting to see something. We have a lot of wires. Here we have a power supply. This is an 1800 watt power supplies. It supplies 12 volts, 150 amps. That's a lot of 12 volt power right there. It would actually do graphics cards really well. So, and it has clearly been working. So this is a used miner that I bought. Holy the amount of wrapping here is just stupid. Okay, so here it is. It's a miner. I'm not entirely sure. It might be an ant miner and it might be a Chinese copy of an ant miner. But the idea is that inside there is some very specialized hardware for mining bitcoins or other cryptocurrency. And you power this. It pulls a lot of power. Why it has this very big beefy power supply. I do see a lot of dust, so I do think that I probably should clean this a little bit before we do anything else. You can also kind of see inside of here that it has seen some dust in there. You can kind of see the connections down here. There is a lot of dust on those. So it has been running for some amount of time. I got this because, not because I want to go into a lot of mining, but because I had this solar energy that I want to use for something. And I kind of wanted to make so that when the sun is producing more power than I'm using and the batteries are already full, well, why not put it through a mining rig and just have it mine? And then as another thing, this, well, when you mine, it uses the power and it produces heat. So more or less it's just an expensive electric heater at that point. It's going to be doing some calculations, it's going to be putting out some heat, it's going to be using the leftover power, and yeah, maybe this is not that powerful a mining rig. I don't remember exactly how powerful it actually is, if it's 9 terahashes or something like that. I'll have to plug this in. But the idea is that it has its own little computer up here, and you plug that in, and I believe there is some kind of an interface for it. You install some software, either on this or on something else, and you control it through that. It has its own management interface, so all it needs is power and a network connection, and you can kind of see what it's doing through there. So that's the general idea. I'm a little bit curious to what is in here. So it has a cover, it has a couple of LEDs, it has 2 connections for the big beefy fans here, which is very noisy. I'll have to do something about that. Maybe I can't run this at full speed. Why doesn't it come out? Oh, there are some components on the bottom of that. So there is this tiny little computer here with a little bit of RAM and then probably a reset diode, a MAC address, and a bit dusty, a relay, EBA set 4 205. Well, I'm not very knowledgeable about this, so I think this might be from 2017. Octocouplers. Yeah, this is the control print for it. So the mining rig, it's full of sand. I wonder where this has been sitting. So yeah, it has a little circuit board in there. I'm gonna put that back. I wonder, yeah, it has enough power connections here on the power supply to power all of this. So that is just marvelous. Another idea that I've been thinking about is, well, this is a 220 volt. Actually, it ranges from 176 volts to 264 volts AC, but it really might be possible to run this off a 48 volt server power supply. Those are available for the telecom industry. So, yeah, okay, that little circuit board goes back in. And everything is made very cheaply here because these, yeah, the normal thing is that you buy a whole warehouse full of them and they'll be Bitcoin mining a whole lot. I just bought one. If this is a stupid idea, well, I only did a little bit of stupidness. If it turns out to be brilliant, I'll probably get one that is a bit more efficient. Okay, so I'm still curious to what is inside of here, and I want to take it apart just so that I can clean it better and stuff. So I've taken off the fan blowers, and we can kind of see that it does for sure needs a bit of cleaning. It will cool this thing so much better if there is not a lot of dust and gunk in there. It comprises of kind of 3 cards full of these chips that are specialized for this. I'm not totally sure what technology this is. I should probably have read up on that. I did just purchase it for the amount of work that it can do, and actually I was also looking at the wattage. How much watch do I have to spare to put into a mining? This is not a great one. This one might be better. So I'll let's have these cards out. So I think I can push them out. I don't see why not. Okay, I found some screws that was hidden away. So yeah, I had a lot of trouble getting this apart because it was still screwed together. So yeah, this is one of the 3 cards that do the processing, and you can kind of see the dust and grease is on here thick. So I don't know how I should clean that. Probably. Also, I think let's take one of these heat sinks off. Let's take both of them off and see if we can clean one of these boards and maybe apply some new heating compounds, cooling compound. That would probably be good. Doesn't look like there's anything on the back of it. There's a big cooling area here that seems to also pop off when I remove the screws. So we'll be able to clean both of them that way. So yeah, let's do that. Underneath here should be a lot of specialized chips for calculating and dead animals and stuff. 24 small processors under this heatsink. So over here there should be 24 more. And it looks like, yeah, we can go and I'll just put a drop of heating compound on that when we put it back together. Let's remove the other one as well. Oh, didn't get all of them. There we are. Okay, so there's 11 times 4, so there's 44 of these small chips underneath here. Let's remove the last screws and have the circuit board out of here. See what's on the back, if anything. Yeah, they have just cooled the whole board here. Pretty smart, probably. So there's cooling compound over here and all the way down there and all the way there. So yeah, I think I can clean this now. Okay, this was way more work than I had hoped for, but I've cleaned it up. All the tiny little processors. Each of these processors is a specialized processor that is very good at calculating very small equations. But as there is 44 of them, it's kind of like a good Intel processor with 44 cores. So this has 44 cores and it's highly specialized at just doing very simple calculations, so they do that very quickly. So now I have to put some heating compound on 44 tiny small processors. It took a long time to get that off as well. So yeah, I don't know if we can zoom in and see what that processor is. We can definitely try. Okay, maybe we can read that on the screen. I can't read it here. So yeah, there's 44 of those. So I cleaned these heat sinks. Oh, and I missed a spot. Yeah. So we're gonna put those on again. Looks like this is the part where the electronics is, and this part over here is where the processors is. So they were cooled on the back here. So I'm gonna kind of leave a little dot on the back of each of them. And then we're gonna flip this over and put it on. Plus I need a little bit of cooling over here where there is also room for that. So yeah, and I'm just gonna be using this very standard something for normal CPUs. On the back it's not very important, so it's just gonna get a tiny tab. And let's turn this around and put it on here and line it up with the holes. There. Cool. And I'll put in some screws that will hold that in place where it was before. Okay, I have put cooling compound on all of these 44 small processors, and I've kind of scraped it out with a little spatula like this thingy, and we're gonna put the heat sinks back on now. I have also cleaned those, so they're still a bit wet, so I might just dry them off just a little bit and then put those on. Ah, that was stupid. This line and this line and this line and this line, I could just have put heating compound on those and I would have saved myself a lot of time instead of putting on each of those 44 processors. Yep, that took about 1/5 of the time. So yeah, I just put a tiny little bit on here just to see if it was how it was. Okay, so it's back together. Way cleaner than before. Had a spot somewhere. There. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, I'll take the two others out. I don't think I'm gonna clean them that well because this took an hour, and yeah. So I put it all back together, clean as much as this little menace is making noises over here. Sure he'll be going somewhere else really soon. I will go in and I'll turn this off before I plug that in, and I'll go into the house and turn this on instead, because I'm probably gonna be touching this. This is metal and I don't want to get a big electric shock doing that. There, and turn that on. Okay, so there is power on the power supply, so let's try and turn that on. And the mining rig is on. So right now it's the power supply that is making all the noises. That is actually really noisy. Yeah, this is not doing much. So, okay, I'll have to leave it there because I have no idea how this works yet. I have to go and read up on this, maybe see some YouTube videos and stuff, see how you mine with this thingy. But yeah, thank you very much for watching my videos. Any suggestions in the comments below, and do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.